What is up, y'all? Anunnaki Child here. Had another one to share with y'all today. I'll start out by saying, man, I did not have a good day today. Woke up at 4 a.m. Didn't get to bed till 12:30 or 1. Woke up at 2 with freaking heartburn coming out of my nose, and I'm wearing the CPAP mask, trying to get my sleep under control, my oxygen levels, all that, whatever. Guess I have a blockage while I'm sleeping, obstruction breathing, whatever. So, didn't sleep good. Woke up at 4 in a panic attack. All the shit I had to do today, had to get the kids to school on time. Had to go into town, like in the city, to go to the doctor and pharmacy. And man, I'll tell you what, I was just overwhelmed just thinking of all the shit that I had to do today. And it really messed with my mental, laying in bed at 4 in the morning and just started to get like a severe panic attack. I don't know if any of y'all ever feel like that too, but I feel like sleep is very, very important. And if my sleep gets interrupted, especially through panic, it can just throw off the whole day. But anyway, I was gonna share a couple new stories about the in the dad saga today. Today, this will be the one about beat down the purse, beat down or beat down about the purse, and then acid trip gone bad. Okay, so we'll start with the purse beatdown. So my dad had gotten out. He had gotten out of jail after the whole motorcycle getaway thing and about all the stolen vehicles and stuff. And so he was living in Shawnee. We call it Shompton. Pretty ghetto place. I actually saw Ritz there. Had some ghetto ass fucking bar, hole in the wall. It's crazy to see Ritz. And the, let's see, Horseshoe Gang and then some other people there. But I'm like, really? Shawnee, Oklahoma? That's where we're going to see him? At Crooked Eye or King Crooked was there. Awesome, awesome dude. Anyway, so back to the story here. So this was in Shawnee. My dad living in Shompton now, and he had this really cool girlfriend at the time. I actually liked her. She was one of the nicest and better looking dope whores that my dad was with. He had a lot of women, man. My dad ran around and got around, that's for sure. But this lady was really cool. She actually didn't do dope, or at least that I knew. She had her shit together and was just a beautiful woman, had beautiful kids. We all got along real well. But anyway, so some tweaker dude had stole her purse. And my dad had told us to come down the weekend. We came, stayed the weekend, me and my older brother. And he's like, yeah, we were up at his body shop or whatever. And he's like, yeah, this guy's coming. And he stole my girl's purse or whatever. And he's like, I want y'all to take care of him. Like, okay, yes, sir, So, we all end up in a truck. And it was one of my dad's trucks. So he's like, yeah, check out the interior I'm doing. I got to rip out this dash, blah, blah, blah. So ends up the tweaker dude that stole the lady's purse. He's in the middle. And then I kind of scooted my way in, and we're like, yeah, check it out. We're doing this and that. And then my older brother, he comes and sits on the other side, and this dude's just like, huh? And then, man, I didn't even give the guy time to ask or anything. I tee off on him. Just whap, whap, whap. I'm 15 or 16 at the time, but I was in wrestling and dude, pumping iron. Like, I mean, I can hit hard even as a child. I could do damage. Normally I get in a fight and someone's going to the hospital. Either it's me or the other person. Because I don't stop either, and or know when to stop, even when it's affecting me badly. But anyways, so I'm just teeing off on the dude. The guy was already missing a front tooth, but they caved in. I just felt it through his lip, and man, he's spitting blood, and he starts screaming, "My tooth, my tooth, my tooth!" And I'm like wailing on him, and then my older brother, he jumps in from the other side, and dude, we're both just like pop, 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 both of us getting this tweaker, fucker, thief, bitch, and we're just getting him real good, and he reaches down into his sock area, or like towards his ankle, and he pulled up this knife. It was like this deer skinner knife where you put your finger through there, and my brother yells, "Knife, knife, knife!" And I get back, and this dude, whoosh, he like swung it right at my throat, and I dodged it just by literally an inch or two of it just going straight through my throat. And my dad, he was right there watching the whole thing. He grabbed me by the collar of my shirt and he yanked me out of the truck, Oh, and in the meantime, this dude was laying back on his back, as he's getting punched and punched, and he had his feet in the windshield of this truck that my dad was working on. And it's just spidering the windshield. It's like just all the glass is starting to shatter, as he's just like pushing back on it, getting hit, pushing back on the glass for some reason with his feet, and spider webbing the glass out, getting hit. And anyway, he reaches down and swipes that knife at my neck. My dad yanks me back, and my dad pulls this little pistol. It gets a little 25 or 380 or something, and he sticks it in the dude's face, and he's like, "Drop the knife." He's like, "By God, I'll shoot you down right here now, and we'll fucking bury you out here." And like, man, that shit's scary. My dad's talking like that. And so the dude obliged, he threw the knife out, and we get him out, and he's all messed up, "My tooth, my tooth." And that's pretty much he mouthed off, and we're about to square off again, and the dude just ended up running. He just takes off running down these main roads in Shawnee, and we didn't really chase him. He got his, but anyway, that was the purse beatdown. Now let's go quickly through this acid trip gone bad. It was bad. This would be the last time I saw my dad for a very long time after this story. So me and my older brother and his buddy, and a good friend of mine too, his name was Mike Lacey. Anyway, they were already down there, and I make it down there. It's about evening time, summer, and so it was a little bit later, maybe 9 o'clock or something. I get there, and my dad's like singing Motown and dancing around with his whiskey in hand in the middle of the living room and shit. And my little brother, one of them, lived with him at the time, and he's just like shaking his head when I walk in. And then my brother and his buddy, they're like laughing, I'm like, what's Dad's deal, Like, dude, we fucking dosed him. I'm like, dosed him? Like, yeah, he ate like 2 hits of acid, I was like, oh shit, and I knew this was good acid, probably came through some of my people or whatever, but I was like, oh shit, no, you didn't give him a couple hits of the purple kaleidoscope or whatever. And man, my dad's having a good time, everybody's having a good time, and my dad gives me these night vision goggles and shit, and then this earmuff things where you can like point places and you can hear like in people's houses and shit. He's like, try this out, and I'm out there tripping in the driveway with these super megaphone ear deals, and then the night vision, and it was fun and weird or whatever. But my dad's like, hey, let's go for a little trip around the park, I'm like, nah, that doesn't seem like a good idea. He's like, oh, come on. So they all just start walking, and I'm like following 10, 20 feet behind. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, it's midnight, like, not a good idea. Like, and so I'm following them. I'm like, look, let's go back. I was like, what if that car right up there is a fucking cop, And sure enough, it fucking was. And dude, he turns on his lights and he just starts heading our way. Well, my dad's like, I'll see y'all back at the house. And my dad's just the first one. He just fucking takes off running, dude. And then my brother and Mike Lacey, they go take off running. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, Well, fuck. So I go off running in another direction, frying balls, you know? I thought my dad was gonna like talk our way out with the police or whatever. And so fucking they run a different direction, my dad runs a different direction, and I'm running, hopping fences, man. And I go and I'm like hiding, and I see cops like flashlights. Dude, they had dogs out. Eventually, they had the fucking helicopter, and I just crawl underneath this nasty old house, man, underneath the house, and there's cobwebs and spiders and shit, dude. And I sat there for fucking, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours until the sun started coming up. I make my way back outside and I peek over the fence and I see my brother and Mike Lacey. They're like walking, running back towards the house. I'm like, hey guys, they're like, Matt. I jump the fence and I just run. I run straight back to the house, you know? And they just follow me. I didn't even say shit to them until we all made it back to the house. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck was all that about, you know? And we're all hugging and stuff. Well, where's dad? Where's dad? Asked my little brother, where's dad? No, he was with y'all. Where the fuck y'all been? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, he never made it home. And so, yeah, dad, he never made it home. He ended up doing time for some warrants and probably that other shit I'd mentioned in the other story about the meth lab shit and all that. And yeah, man, he was tripping balls. Dad hadn't eaten acid in 30 or 40 years or some shit, and they fucking fed him. But ends up his side of the story, he said he had shit on him and he had to run, so he ran and he ditched this gun he had and some other shit, and they ended up finding it all anyways. But anyway, fuck. I didn't see my dad for, I don't know, I think it was 5 or 6 years before we saw dad again after that. And of course, the stories pick back up from there. Um, anyways, I hope y'all enjoy these. Please like, share, subscribe, all that, and comment or any questions you guys have about my history or details or whatever. Call me out, you know, whatever. I'll fill you in. And anyways, Ananuki Child signing out. I hope you guys have a good weekend this weekend. I'm planning on it. I need to relax. We all just need to chill. Peace out.